So hello my dear students. In our last video we have discussed that how to delete an element from an array or what exactly deletion of an array means. Now today or in this video we will be discussing the steps or the algorithm which is required to conduct deletion operation from an array. Okay. So now as usual we will give our algorithm a name. So name of the algorithm I have taken here is delete underscore array. Since it is a function or it is an operation, we need to pass some information as a parameter, like our earlier videos where I have explained you the insertion algorithm. So let us assume that A is our array name, from where we have to remove an element. N means the number of element at present available in the array. It does not indicate size. Size may be more than n. Okay, but n means how many elements are present. Okay, and rest of the elements are rest of the positions are maybe empty. Now here we will use P. P means position or the index position from where we have to remove the item. Here we don't need to pass on the exact data value because the what data that you are going to remove that will be conducted through a search, that this is the data item that I want to remove, and the search operation will return me the index, and that index will be passed here at the P. Okay, so I can just define what are they. Here A means the name of the array, the name of array. N means number of element present in array. P means index position from where element to be removed. Okay, now after this I will write begin. Begin indicates the beginning of this block or the algorithm. So every algorithm must have a beginning and must have an end as usual. Now first we have to verify that this position is a valid position. Valid position means, now if we have 5 elements, then their index will be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so if I say the position P is 6, 7 or 8, 9 and so on, then that will become an invalid position and my deletion will fail, because deletion will be possible only when the index position must be anything between 1 to n, because within that our elements are present. So I will first write if position greater than n, then I will give a message print invalid. That means invalid position, and my algorithm will return failure. Return. So end if. So if block terminates. But if this is false, that means P is not greater than n, rather P is equal to n or less than that, then only my deletion will possible. So when it is false, my algorithm will jump to the next step. Okay, so the second step, because my algorithm in that case never enter into the block, so it will jump over here. Now I will start deleting. As usual, I will take a temporary variable temp equal to a of P. Now this is required in order to shift or in order to move the data element which is located at P in a different variable, so that that position will become empty. So this operation is conducted. Now once that position is empty, what is our next step? In our next step we have to perform a shift operation. That means the element which is located at P plus 1 must be shifted to Pth position, and this shifting will continue till the nth element. So what I will do, I can use a for loop or I can use a while loop. Here I will give you the example with while loop. I will initialize the variable I with the variable p. That means now my I will becomes p. So then what is required? See, I am giving you example over here. Now suppose this is my array A1, A2, A3, A4 and A5. Now suppose these are the data item 20, 15, 25, 18 and 16. Okay. Now let us assume my value p is equal to 2. So that means I have to remove this one. So once I will store temp equal to a of p, that means here I have written, that means the value 15 will now removed to temp. So this position becomes vacant. 20, then this is the vacant 25, 18, 16. Now this position is 2, this is 1, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So what is required? The value A3 will be shifted to A2. So I have taken I equal to P. That means I becomes right now 2. So now I will write A of I. That means A of 2 is equal to A of I plus 1. That means in A2 I am trying to assign A of 3. If value of P is 2, then initial value of I will be 2. So A2 will be A3. That means 25 is shifted to 2. So this is now 25. Now this one becomes vacant. So what I need? Again I need 18 should be shifted to 3. The index 4 will be shifted to index 3. So here I will write I equal to I plus 1. That means value of I now increases to 3. Okay. After shifting this, again I have to repeat this step so that here A3 and it will be A4. So A4 will be shifted to A3. So I will have to repeat this process, I will implement a loop while value of I. Now this process shall be repeated as long as value of I less than n, because once the value of I is n, n means 5, no more shifting is required. Okay, see, value of I less than n, and this is where I will write and while. Now see the example. Initially when I is 2 less than 5, because right now I assume n is 5, 2 less than 5, so A2 becomes A3. So A3 is now shifted to here. Then value of I becomes 3. Go back to the loop beginning. 3 less than n means 3 less than 5. Yes. Again move inside. It becomes now A3 will become A4. That means 18 comes to A3. So this is 18. Then value of I again incremented to 1. So that means value of I becomes see, value of I, initially value of I started to 2, 1 operation conducted, then value of I incremented to 3, 18 is shifted, then after increment value of I becomes 4 and 4 less than 5. Yes, move inside. A4 is equal to A5. So that means now 16 transferred to A4. So when I becomes 4, 16 is transferred to A4. Now I becomes 5. So now I becomes 5. When I becomes 5, already element at 5th position is shifted. So no more shifting is required. So when I become 5, this operation 5 less than n means 5 becomes false, because 5 becomes equals to n. So now it will loop. It will comes out of the loop. And now, and my output will be 20, 25, 18, 20, 25, 18 and 16. This will be my output. So this is what the result of my insertion. Okay, I think you got an idea. So after this, I will not stop here. After this, I have to write n equal to n minus 1. Why so? Because after deletion, one element has been reduced. Okay. So finally, finally I have to return temp. Why this step is required? What is temp here? Look at the beginning. Here I have assigned initially temp equal to AP. That means in temp I have stored the element that I have to remove. That was, if P was 2, then that was temp value of temp is 15. That means after deletion my algorithm suggests or returns the data value which has been removed from this particular array. So this is the last step, and finally I will write end. Okay, so deletion always returns the value, the item that has been removed from the structure, so that whoever invokes the deletion operation will know that what is the data removed. That is why this step I have included. Okay, it is actually an optional step. Sometimes this step may not be required also. After this directly you can perform end operation, but I suggest you should always write return and the data value that has been removed. Okay, so this is what deletion algorithm is all about. Okay, so in our next video we will discuss traversing an array, how to traverse an array and what is traversing. Till then, goodbye.